What's up guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about the iPhone 7 on iOS 14.5 beta 6. So Apple actually released this firmware today, and I didn't really expect this firmware to come out, as a lot of people were talking about the RC coming out this week. But still, I was really confused that Apple will release the RC or not, because I mean it is April, and yep, happy April by the way, happy April Fools. So Apple released this firmware, whereas Apple should have been released RC today, because the build number, the beta 5 of iOS 14.5, was really similar to the original build. It was looking like we are almost as close as we can get to the RC. Apple actually teased us too with saying that the iOS 14.5 will release in late spring, which is actually, not gonna lie, it is late. I mean, come on, Apple. This firmware, we have been waiting for this firmware for a while now, and you are just delaying this firmware again and again, so that's not good at all. But so after the iOS 14 firmware, I don't think so Apple did release the 6-7 betas of firmware. I mean, the maximum they went for, like, it was, I think, the beta 5 of iOS 14.3, if I remember. And the beta 5 was the highest that they went after the iOS 14 release, but this time they went with the beta 6. So I can't really wait for the iOS 14.5 public release, because the iOS 14.5 did actually packs a lot of new security and bug fixes. And not only that, good news was, especially my iPhone 7 users, battery issue is finally about to get fixed in iOS 14.5 beta. Yep, I mean, still we have some battery drain issue on this device, but it's not really bad at all now. Earlier I was having a really bad battery life, whereas if I'll go in the battery health, 100% of battery health, my screen on time was earlier just like 2 hours or 2.5 hours. And today I started my day with this device with 60%, and after 2.5 hours I am at 35%. And considering I'm on a beta right now, it is pretty dope that a beta is giving me such an amazing battery life. At least for me, in terms of battery life, my iPhone 7 is performing the best in this particular beta after installing this update. Now, talking about the performance, the normal user interface and all, I mean, just scrolling through the UI, everything feels really good. And as we know, the iPhone 7 is getting old, and you know what, the fact is that iPhone 7 Plus performs much better than 7 right now, because remember the time when Apple released both of these devices and 7 Plus had an extra gig of RAM, and that really helps the iPhone 7 right now to do not choke up, whereas right now this device does get choked up while we are doing some intensive tasks. Fun fact, I have edited like 3 videos in past 1 week on this device, and 2 videos on my iPhone 10R. So this device never really disappointed me. It's just that whenever I am editing, or it is I am doing some really intensive task on this device tends to get heat up really quickly, not gonna lie. And while charging too, I was charging this with 20 watt adapter. I didn't really charge this device with a 20 watt adapter ever, but I tried charging my device with 20 watt adapter, and guess what, this device got heat up. This didn't charge faster, but this got heat up so quickly on this firmware. I mean, I have used the 20 watt adapter on other firmwares, but it didn't got heat up as quickly as it did got in the beta 6. So if you are on beta 6 on your iPhone 7 and using a 20 watt adapter, do not use a 20 watt adapter on this device if you are on beta 6 of iOS 14.5, or if you are thinking about upgrading to this firmware. So do I recommend people installing this particular firmware on their devices? So my answer is yes, you can go for it if you are a developer, obviously, and if this is not your only device, you can go for it. This is pretty great firmware. This is, as I said, with the beta 5, as close as we can get to the final release. And the device feels pretty great. When I'm scrolling through UI, there are no choke ups or nothing till now, but my follow-up video will be up really soon, my usage on iPhone 7 after some days, and I will be uploading that really soon. So if you are interested into that, consider subscribing to the channel and turn on notification, because sometimes I have noticed that for the first 1 or 2 days their device do not disappoint, whereas after like 3 or 4 5 days of using a firmware, the device tends to disappoint a lot. So there is a factor at play. So I would say if you really want to install this update, I wouldn't really say that you just go ahead and do it, because obviously if this is your primary device, for sure do not go ahead and update your device to this firmware. But if you are thinking about doing it, wait for my follow-up video, and you can update your device after my follow-up video, because trust me, I want to use this device on this beta and report to you guys how was my experience, because I do not want you guys to have some troubles on this betas of iOS. And yeah, talking about the stability, this update have been one of the most stable updates till now that I have ever been till now. I mean, since iOS 14 betas, I think this is one of the most stable betas, because opening apps and all of those apps are in the memory. So a quick side note, I do not really want you guys to get confused. So my quick verdict is that you guys can go ahead and install this update if you are a developer or if you are testing iOS betas for a while now. But for those who are not testing these betas and want to jump to beta after a long time, or are thinking about jumping to beta, this video is for you, and you guys can wait for my follow-up though. And do not get refreshed as quickly as it used to get on the other betas. So I would say this update is pretty darn good update, not gonna lie, and I would recommend people installing this. I think so after I release my follow-up video, but we don't know right now, right? It's just been couple of hours that this update is out. So my full experience will be out really soon. Can't wait to share my experience with you guys. Peace out, and I'll meet you all in the very next episode.